carry out our mission to achieve gender equality for all women and girls. This afternoon, we will celebrate our members and recognize districts, clubs, and club members for their service to Zonta International and to the women and girls in their local communities. Let's begin with the presentation of the Zonta International Meritorious Service Award, which recognizes exceptional member service to Zonta International and/or the Zonta Foundation for Women at the international level. This distinguished award has only been presented to 10 Zontians, and today we will recognize 2 more members who have generously given of their time, talents, and resources in support of Zonta International's mission. Our first recipient of the Meritorious Service Award is Amy Lai. Amy has been a dedicated Zontian for 42 years. She has served the Zonta Club of Taipei 1, Zonta International, and the Zonta Foundation for Women with honor. As a member of the Foundation's Centennial Anniversary Endowment Committee from 2015 to 2020, Amy raised $859,000 from District 31 for the Foundation's endowments funds and helped sustain Zonta International's programs for years to come. Prior to her service on the CAEC committee, Amy supported foundation fundraising efforts for many years as a foundation board director from 2003 to 2007, and as a member of the Foundation Development Committee 2003 to 2010, and has been a dedicated and generous supporter of the foundation. In addition to her fundraising efforts, Amy served as a member of the International Nominating Committee 1998 to 2000, and a member of the Centennial Anniversary Committee from 2010 to 2020. Amy is unable to be with us here in Hamburg, but accepting the award on her behalf is District 31 Governor Vivian Shen.
Good afternoon, dear Zontians. Amy Lai, actually one of the most respected Zontians in Taiwan. She asked me to express her appreciation to the Zonta International Board for recognizing her contributions over her 40-year service in Zonta. And although she's unable to join today's so honorable award ceremony, she asked me to send her regards to all of our dear Zontians here. May you have a fruitful and happy journey of this convention in this beautiful and historical city of Hamburg. Thank you.
Megan has the certificate. Thank you, Vivian, for accepting the award on Amy's behalf and for sharing Amy's message with all of us. Our second Meritorious Service awardee is Jackie Beaudry, a dedicated Zontian of 34 years. Jackie has served at the club, district, and international levels of Zonta International with distinction. As chairman of the Foundation Centennial Anniversary Endowment Campaign Committee from 2014 to 2020, Jackie led the committee in raising US dollars 5.9 million for the foundation's endowments funds. And thus securing long-term sustainability for Zonta International's programs. Prior to her leadership of the CAEC committee, Jackie led biennial fundraising efforts for the foundation for 3 biennia, greatly increasing contributions from Zonta clubs and encouraging more donations from individual club members. Her work has created a legacy of greater giving by Zonta clubs and individual club members, and provided Zonta International with the necessary resources to increase its support for the international service projects and education programs. In addition to her dedication and commitment to the foundation, Jackie served as interim executive director 2012 to 2013, international director during the 2010-2012 biennium, and multiple roles in District 6 and the Zonta Club of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. Jackie, will you please come to the stage to accept your award?
I wouldn't want to drop it. Thank you. You know, this is such an honor, and I'm a little overwhelmed. When you think about it, I see Zonta as a calling. So I do this, and it's such joy that I receive. So I have to say thank you first for the board for recognizing me, and thank you to all the donors that were receptive when we talked and were willing to support the projects and support the endowment. So thank you to all of you, and have a great rest of your convention.
Thank you, Jackie. We are all grateful for your dedicated service and leadership to Zonta International and the Zonta Foundation for Women. This biennium, we also welcomed 2 new international honorary members to Zonta International. The first was Andrea Getz, 2020 Nobel Prize winner, professor of physics and astronomy at the University of California, Los Angeles, and a 1987 Zonta International Amelia Earhart Fellow. Andrea was scheduled to speak to us here in Hamburg, but unfortunately had to cancel. We look forward to welcoming her to speak at a future Zonta event. The second is Maria Theresa, Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. The Grand Duchess shared a video message for us to share here.
Madam President, dear friends in Hamburg for this 65th convention, I was very honored by being named recently honorary member of Zonta International. The first honorary member of Zonta was Angie Brooks Rudolph in 1970. She was the only African woman to preside over the United Nations General Assembly, where she represented her country, Liberia. This was in 1970. Her personal history, as well as her struggle for the status of women, are inspiring. With her, Zonta's values found a prominent ambassador at the UN, an organization with which the ties have been confirmed. With Zonta, we have already carried out several joint activities. I'm very proud to mention them, either at the international level, such as your support for the international conference I organized in Luxembourg, Stand, Speak, Rise Up, in March 2019, to fight against rape as a weapon of war and to stop sexual violence in sensitive areas. Or be it at the level of District 27 and the support of the Zonta clubs in Luxembourg to put together with the National Council of Women the Orange Weeks to raise awareness on violence women. Thank you and congratulations. At the opening of the first convention of Zonta's second century in Hamburg, I would like to express my deepest admiration for the progress made since 1919. Without Zonta, without these 103 years of struggle, the place of women in our societies would not be the same. Congratulations on your creative and reactive capacity. I admire and I'm excited by Zonta's recent statement on women and climate change. Of the countries that signed the Paris Agreement, the report says that women-led countries propose the most committed national action plans. And the same report concludes that it is important to include more women and girls in decision-making roles in the area of climate change. But Zonta's statement on climate change can be transferred to many other areas. In the economic sector, I'm leading a fight with Professor Yunus, Nobel Peace Prize winner in 2006, to bring about economic and social development from the grassroots for the poorest of the poor. And the observation is clear. It is women leading the way. World Bank researchers studied in 2014 an impact of female micro-entrepreneurship. A 10% increase in credit granted to women allows an average increase of 8% in the schooling of children and a 5% decrease in extreme poverty. And they conclude by stating that women micro-entrepreneurs devote a bigger part of their income to household consumption than male micro-entrepreneurs. This is well known. The use of rape as a weapon of war, which I denounce with all my strength, together with Dr. Denis Mukwege, Nobel Peace Prize in 2018, has come closer to us. The dramatic situation in Ukraine. Hamburg is only 1,500 kilometers from Kiev, seems to show a change in the role of women in times of war. If many women have left to take refuge in the West to protect their children, many others have stayed and engaged either in the armed resistance or in humanitarian aid. The examples I have just mentioned show that Zonta's values are still more relevant than ever. We have come a long way since 1919, but we must not let our guard down. Let us remain lucid. Even if in recent years progress is tangible in most parts of the world, the achievements in Western countries must be defended. Today, women dare to testify more and more. But because of the health crisis, femicides are on the rise, and sexual violence treatment centers, which receive 95% of women, note that the majority of violent acts are committed in the family sphere. There is still much work to be done, and yesterday's achievements are not immune from being called into question. It is up to us, women, to make our voices heard. I have always defended the rights of women and girls because I am convinced that their place in our society will strongly determine our common future and the future of peace. Zonta's role is to support them in achieving their goals of gender equality. This is a battle that must be won project by project, village by village, country by country, because this equality is not only a fundamental right, but it is also the foundation of a world of more peace and more justice. Think globally, act locally. I am deeply convinced that women hold the key to change the world for the better. And I wish all Zonta women to find in this Hamburg Convention and in the 103-year history of the foundation the strength to keep on changing the world. Thank you.
We are honored to have these two women join the 41 amazing women who have accepted the invitation for international honorary membership. I would now like to invite Ans-Marie Van Erp, member of the International Membership Committee, to the stage to recognize exceptional achievements in membership this biennium.
I have to find the script. Thank you. Thank you, President Sharon. It's been my honor to serve as a member of the International Membership Committee this biennium. And I would like to acknowledge the chair of the International Membership Committee, Karen Petty, who is not here with us today, but I also would like to acknowledge Leah Heller, who is also on the International Membership Committee. So please, can I ask you to join me in applauding Leah and Karen? Thank you. Well, the last 2 years have presented enormous challenges for all of us. I am amazed by how Zonta districts and clubs have adapted and made every effort to retain existing members and also recruit new ones. First, I'd like to acknowledge the districts that have chartered 2 or more clubs this biennium. And we'll ask the governors of District 17, 30, and 31 to please come to the stage. Going to take some photos. Are there others? Yes.
Is the governor for District 30 here? No.
Thank you again for your efforts in chartering new clubs this biennium. Next, I would like to acknowledge the clubs with the highest percentage increase as part of the Add Your Voice campaign. In the small club category, we had a tie between the Zonta Club of Douglas County District 12, and the Zonta Club of Villages, District 11. Could I please ask the club representative for each club to come to the stage for a certificate and a photo with Sharon and myself?
I see District 11, a representative. Oh, there's District 12.
District 11 and 12. Stay here, Leah. In the medium club category, the winner is the Zonta Club of Mount Isa, District 22, which is my district.
We now have the governor for District 30.
In the large club category, the winner is the Zonta Club of Lanois of District 15. Could I please ask the club representative to come to the stage? Zonta Club of Lanois, District 15.
She's coming to the stage.
Yes. Yes. We would also like to recognize all the SOM clubs that have chartered a new club, that's Biennium, and all of our newly chartered clubs. Will you all please stand at your seats to be recognized? Those that have started a club, SOMTA club, and chartered a new club this Biennium, please stand. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for starting those new clubs. Now, finally, you may have seen some Zontians with white ribbons on here in Hamburg. And those ribbons are actually for members who have been members, Zontians who have been members for 25 years or more. We are so honored and grateful for your dedication to Zonta. So can I ask those with a white ribbon or those who have been 25 years or over to please stand at your seats? Ah, beautiful. Wonderful. So remarkable. And I've seen some of you when you came to collect your ribbon, and we took photos with the selfie frame. Congratulations. Thank you again to all of you who made chartering of new clubs and inviting new members a priority in the last 2 years, and to each and every one of you who remain steadfast in your commitment to Zonta and our mission for gender equality. I hope you will continue your efforts into the new biennium and invite others to join us so that we can help even more women and girls. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, and all the members of the membership committee and the regional representatives, and everyone who worked at the district and club level to strengthen and grow our membership this biennium. A strong and vibrant membership means more resources to carry out our mission. Remember our ship going to the horizon, which means more women and girls will benefit from our service and advocacy efforts. Every biennium, we recognize the most outstanding club and district service projects with the Zonta Service Recognition Award. I now invite Catherine McEwen, Chair of the International Service Committee, to the stage to present this year's Zonta Service Recognition Award winners.
Thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon, everyone. In a moment, President Sharon and I will announce the winners of the Service Recognition Awards. However, before we do, I would first like to acknowledge the members of the International Service Committee this biennium. They are Marguerite Akosi Muvongo, Laurie Montigel, and Yukiko Toyota. Thank you to them for their great work this biennium. Let's give them a round of applause. The Zonta Service Recognition Awards were established to highlight and recognise outstanding service projects undertaken by Zonta clubs and districts, which benefit women in the local community. According to the awards guidelines, we will recognise 6 clubs and 3 districts. However, on behalf of the International Service Committee, I want to congratulate all clubs and districts that nominated projects. They were all excellent, and we were able to appreciate what Zontians around the world are doing to make this world a better place for women and girls. They really are an inspiration and made us proud to be part of this wonderful organisation. We ask the clubs and district winners to be ready to come to the stage when your names are called. Let's start with the districts. The winners are District 11 for the project Free the Girls Bra Drive. Accepting the award on behalf of District 11 is Governor Charlene Thomas. District 17 for the project Zontians Rise to the COVID Threat. Accepting the award on behalf of District 17 is Governor Shefali Osanthayugra and incoming Governor Ophelia Bautista. District 31 for the project, Zonta gives love to Taiwan's new immigrants and cross-border service. Accepting the award on behalf of District 31 is Governor Vivian Shen. Congratulations again to Districts 11, 17 and 31. Now we turn to the club winners. And the winners are Zonta Club of Burgas, Bulgaria, District 30, for the project F for female, not for fear. Accepting the award for the club is club member Yana Yaneva Genchiva. Zonta Club of Bunbury Inc., Australia, District 23, for the project Community Breast Cushion Day. Accepting the award for the club is club member Kimberly Robbins. Zonta Club of Dhaka 3, Bangladesh, District 25. For the project, Shishu Bikash Kendra. Accepting the award for the club are Selina Mustafa, Chair of the Club Service Committee, and Momtas Altaf Chowdhury, District 25, Area 2 Director. Zonta Club of Mainz, Germany, District 28, for the project Home for Traumatized Refugee Women in Mainz, Germany. Accepting the award for the club is club member Dietland Sturz. Zonta Club of Newport Harbor, USA, District 9, for the project City and County Law Enforcement Soft Rooms. Accepting the award for the club is past club president Lisa Kane. Zonta E Club of USA 2, USA and Mexico, District 10, for the project 16 Days of Giving. Accepting the award for the club is club president Sharon Hebert. Yep. No, that's the last one. Congratulations again to all our club and district winners. They are doing amazing work to empower women and girls in their local communities. Thank you.
Thank you again, Catherine, and the entire service committee for your efforts this biennium. And thank you to all the clubs and districts for the excellent projects undertaken this biennium. We are truly making a difference for women and girls. Let's applaud the winners one more time. You heard me say on Sunday that one of the things that kept me going was share your story. And so we cannot recognize every district and every club project, but we have invited a few clubs to briefly share their stories live here in Hamburg. We begin with the Zonta Club of Dhaka 4 and its work on climate change. Please welcome Club President Mahfuza to the stage to share her club's story.
Thank you, Madam President. Zonta International 65th Convention, dear fellow Zontians and guests, good afternoon. I'm Mahfuza Rashid, representing District 25, Area 2, Zonta Club of Dhaka 4, Bangladesh. On behalf of my club members, it gives me a great pleasure in presenting this PowerPoint presentation on climate change awareness raising project of our club. Climate change in Bangladesh is a critical issue. One impact of climate change in Bangladesh is the increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events like cyclones, flooding, rising sea levels, and rising temperature. Today's children shall face the brunt of the adverse effects of climate change in the coming decades. So it is important to engage them to increase their awareness and understanding of climate change. They need to know what climate change is and what are its adverse impacts and how to protect their environment from an early age. With this objective, Zonta Club of Dhaka 4 organized an awareness-raising session on climate change for 25 pre-secondary level school students on September 25, 2021 in the pandemic. Club 4 chose to target the school students to help empower the 12 to 14-year-olds with the accurate knowledge of climate change and raise their awareness. According to Zonta International's June 2021 statement, climate change is a major global crisis with a negative impact on people and environment around the world. The initiative was a part of the global effort to contribute to the achievement of target 13.3 of UN's SDG 13, which promotes improving climate literacy and raising awareness on climate change. UNICEF, in its August 2021 report, Bangladeshi children are among those at extremely high risk of climate change crisis, which is disproportionate, threatening their health, education, and protection. There are increased risk of waterborne diseases like diarrhea, typhoid, sanitation, hygiene-related diseases, etc. School buildings are damaged by floods, cyclones, erosion, jeopardizing education of children. According to World Bank report, 13.3 million people to leave their homes in the coastal areas of Bangladesh by 2050. To make this knowledge and awareness building session visually engaging and interesting, an animated 25-minute educational video titled Tomorrow was screened. The video was cautioned how the human-induced climate change impacts will get worse unless drastic actions are taken immediately by making lifestyle changes and reducing burning of fossil fuel like coal, gas, and oil. To keep this young audience engaged, the video was paused midway, and they were prompted to share their understanding of climate change and its socioeconomic and environmental impacts. The target audience, who were mostly girls, were made aware that the climate crisis disproportionately affects women and girls. They become victims of school dropouts, absenteeism, child marriage, trafficking, child labor, physical violence, malnutrition, inadequate access to sexual and reproductive health services, increased household work, etc. The awareness-raising session also aimed to promote climate activism among these children by preparing and displaying placards with powerful messages on climate issues. They were encouraged to carry on movements to draw attention of national and world leaders and urge them to take concrete actions to ensure climate justice. The young audience also encouraged to replicate similar knowledge building and awareness raising sessions at their respective schools by teaching younger schoolmates why climate change is happening. Children were encouraged to raise their voice for actions, not only to caution the world leaders to keep their pledge, but also carry out youth-led initiatives where young people would be activated to not just protest, but to start taking actions themselves. They could make a big difference by recycling clothes, books, papers, household organic waste, avoiding use of non-biodegradable products like polythene bags, plastic containers, using energy-efficient cooking stoves, light bulbs, planting trees, etc. They also have a role to play to promote climate-friendly lifestyles by motivating others at the household and community level, and contribute in achieving the global climate goal of limiting temperature rise well below 1.5 degrees Celsius. In conclusion, I'd like to say, let us all play heed to the climate change warnings, and thus together we make a difference in the environment for a better living. Our Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, has brought the attention of stakeholders to work on climate change. Finally, I would like to thank Zonta International for choosing Zonta Club of Dhaka 4 from Asia region to present club's climate change awareness raising project at 2022 convention in Hamburg. Thank you.
Thank you, Mafusa, for sharing your club's story. We applaud your efforts. Now we have the Zonta Club of San Remo and its work with the Afghan refugees. Leonardo Cusado will speak on behalf of the club.
Dear Madam President, dear Zonta, good afternoon. I'm here to explain a very meaningful story, the story of a group of Afghan women and children on behalf of the president of Sanremo Club, Cinzia Papetti, who was unable to attend this meeting. On 23rd of August, 2021, a first group of Afghan refugees arrived in Italy with a lot of difficulty. They were collaborators of the Italian embassy in Kabul and of other Italian collaborators, and they arrived with their families. The Italian government settled them in the logistic military base of Sanremo, where this family also spent their period of quarantine. Slowly, about 350 refugees arrived, and half of which were minors. Sorry. Okay. As you can imagine, they arrive mostly without much luggage and personal beginning. The Red Cross, in which some Zontian of Zonta Club of Sanremo are active, welcome them. The Zontian Cinzia Papetti and Lorena Grossi were responsible at the beginning for supplying essential products by asking people from Sanremo to help. Thanks to this Zontian vitality, niceness, and human qualities, a lovely competition of solidarity developed. So that in few days, the premises of the Sanremo Red Cross were literally invaded by hundreds of products for personal hygiene, shoes, underwear, and clothes for everyone. But their task was not only limited to this. The more the days pass, the more the relationship with children, girls, and mother became stronger. And so they started slowly to listen to the very personal and intimate story of these young professional women who had to abandon their families, their friends, their homes from one day to the other and run away. They only fault to be culture women. Soon, solidarity transformed into friendship and sharing amongst many Afghan women and our members. A small example, but also significant one, was to take this new friend to see the sea, and for the first time to have an ice cream quietly on the beach. It has not only been an important act of welcoming, but the beginning of a course of friendship and support for this woman who had suffered so much and risked being a prisoner of darkness, which has fallen over Afghanistan again. Also in this case, we Zontian have shown with simplicity, but also with great skill, the importance of our mission, which is so strong because of our enthusiasm and motivation. Unfortunately, the only thing that we cannot do for this girl is to soothe their homesickness and their sufferance, remembering their family so far away, and that they will probably never see again. What we can do, though, and this we Zontian should always do, is to tell their story and raise awareness all over for this tragedy. Women who haven't got a voice anymore, and now not even a face. I want to conclude with what Biennium, the young Afghan friend, wrote to President Papetti on March the 8th. If I had 1,000 pen, I would write 1,000 times a day, just 3 words: freedom for women. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonildo, for sharing your Zonta Club story. I now like to welcome Emmy Beth, President of the Zonta Club of Accra Jubilee, to share more about the club's health screening and sexual reproductive health program.
Thank you very much. Madam President, the board, and fellow Zontians, it is a great honor for me to be here as Charter President for the Zonta Club of Accra Jubilee, a member of District 18, Area 2, to present on our club project, health screening. Next slide, please. Okay. Our club was chartered on 8th November 2021 as part of Zonta 101 celebrations. We had 16 inaugural charter members and increased that number to 21 as part of the Add Your Voice campaign, making us a medium-sized club. With the support of sister clubs in the district, we were able to hit the ground running and embarked on a number of projects, including a fundraising walk during 16 days of activism, social media campaign to end gender-based violence in collaboration with the Pearl Safe Harbor. We also donated clothes to them as well. We embarked on a tree planting exercise with the objective of including youth and making them aware of the effects of climate change and planting trees. We did this in collaboration with the Australian High Commission. And finally, I will talk about our health screening exercise for today. So this is an example of our social media campaign. Okay, that's our work with Pearl Safe Haven. Okay, the health walk. Our project is based in Choko. Choko is a community in Accra that is a traditional fishing community. It has 78,918 people. It's highly populous, and it's known for having young women and girls who are not in school and who are sent off to marriage at a very young age. So our project is based on ending early child marriage in that community. The objective is to create awareness of child marriage as a child protection concern, and to improve the status of children who could potentially be subject to child marriage. We do this based on 4 pillars: mentorship, scholarship, vocational skills training, and sexual reproductive health advocacy. We conducted the health screening exercise in Choco, and the key findings from our health screening exercise were as follows. About 65% of the participants were from the community. 72.4% of those screened were in school. Majority of the participants were within the ages of 10 and 19, representing almost 66% of the test group. Almost 28% of the total screened for BMI were found to be underweight. About 12 participants showed a varied blood pressure measurement, which the cause was not immediately ascertained. 3 participants, representing 2.9%, were found to be anemic, and 44% were found to have moderate anemia. 1 participant tested to malaria, and another reacted positive to the hepatitis B virus. 65 of the participants had an abnormality or complained of a medical condition, representing 6.9%, and 21 participants had 2 abnormalities or had complained of 2 different medical conditions. We conducted the health screening in collaboration with Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Ghana, the Public Health Unit, and Basics International, an NGO that advocates for children by keeping them in school. The overall response was very positive. Mothers brought their children, they tested themselves, and the feedback was that they were encouraged to give the right message to the young ones, not to begin sexual intercourse at an early age, and also to be encouraged to stay in school and to advocate on not sending out the children for early child marriage as a way of bringing income into the homes. We're looking forward to engaging in more such projects based on the success of this. And we invite you to have conversations with us from your experience, to also share some of your learnings and how we can have more impact in the communities we choose to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmy Beth, for sharing your club story. I would now like to turn to welcome District 12 Governor Ann Hodgson to share more about her club's work with their local Z and Golden Z Club. It is the Zonta Foothill Club of Boulder County.
Thank you, Madam President. It's an honor to be here in front of you today. Well, girls are our future, aren't they? And we love our Z and Golden Z Club girls in our district. We have quite a few Z and Golden Z clubs, but I'm going to speak to you today about the clubs from my Zonta Foothills Club. Oh, green? No? That green, okay. So there are our current members there on the right. As it says up there, we have a large number who attend college. And they go on in various areas to complete their education. We recently had our 10th anniversary celebration of this club, and we honored it. We honored some of the alumni who came back to speak. They were very excited to be back at their high school and being able to address younger members of the club. This club has weekly meetings with our club. We have mentors and Z Club, Golden Z interns that work with them as well. We have probably, as your Z clubs are also, we have clubs that are very active. And this was especially impressive the last year or two because we were unable to go into the schools to meet with our Z club, but they continued on. You know, they would contact us occasionally, we would contact them, but they pretty much carried the ball the last year or two. They organized in the United States, we have a census every 10 years, and it's pretty important because it's a basis of how services are provided and things like that, and voting, how many votes you get in the Congress. So they organized and carried out a census education program. They made 2 videos, which they showed on TV shows, and they had a radio show. They went door to door and provided information about how to register to vote. They had a COVID vaccination education campaign. They created a video for that also. These young people are so tech, I tell you. They hosted an online information session, and they were on social media, again, the young people. They have a Zonta Says No silent witness display in their school library that tells the story of victims to raise awareness. And they really love our Yellow Rose program. They give to their parents or their mothers, they give to their teachers. And in this way, it gets the message out to the community. Yes. We try to do 3 events with them every year. We have speakers that come in to talk to them on topics like preparing for college, careers in medicine, criminal justice, education, community health, people in art clubs, and then Golden Z members who've come back and have created paths that these young women can follow also. Our Golden Z Club was chartered in 2016 by graduates from our Panther Z Club. We like to throw Z's in wherever we can. And this, it's a little unique in that most of the people who are in our Golden Z Club graduated and stayed kind of locally. So it's more of a local Z Club as opposed to one that's centered at one particular college. So since they're in our community also, they're able to really work with the Z Club girls on various activities, and they come back and share experiences with them. We have monthly meetings and trips to events with our club members. And we have Zonta Foothills members that mentor and advise these women also. Some of the service projects that they had, they also worked on voter registration, and they had a nonpartisan outreach to register voters at a community event. They volunteered at a day-long COVID vaccine clinic to incentivize families to get vaccinated by offering free books to anyone who came. We also have a free library that we work with through our club, and they help with that also. And then they also collected school supplies for a fellow school in Guatemala. We have a Zonta or a Foothills Club member who works with that club, and she organized them to create supplies to go to that Guatemalan school. One of the things we're very proud about with our club is that we sponsor scholarships for our Z and Golden Z Club members. Obviously, the scholarships are for people attending college, so that's Golden Z, but they can apply for them in their final year of school when they're still a Z Club member. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and one of the other things we've done is not so much right now, but in the past, it seemed like they didn't have computers necessarily in school. So if they were going on to college, we provided computers for them too. Our Golden Z Club has people who have volunteered. It's actually a paid position, but they have volunteered to do this service for us to support our high school club. So they meet with them on an ongoing basis, turn over some of the leadership skills that they've obtained. They are a liaison between our club and the Z Club. And our Foothills members try to mentor them also in leadership, communication, organization, and time management skills. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the one I was supposed to be on. So this is our current club. We had an exciting meeting a couple months ago, and they're all just going great guns. I'm sorry, no questions, right? But thank you for this time, and I hope that you have the clubs and are enjoying them as much as we are.
Thank you, Anne, for sharing your club's work with the Z and Golden Z clubs. It's great to see you bringing those club members along in Zonta. And thank you for sharing all of the clubs, their stories, and inspiring us to take action. When we talk about stories, one of the stories at the forefront of everyone's mind over the last few months has been the Russia invasion and ongoing war in Ukraine. We have been horrified by the images we have seen and news reports we have read and watched. However, we have also been concerned about the safety of our fellow Zontians in Ukraine. When we reached out to our Ukrainian Zontians in the early days of the war, their messages came back as honest about the dangers and challenges, but also spoke of their determination, their resiliency, and care for their fellow citizens. While some of us have had the opportunity to engage with our Ukrainian Zontians online or in various webinars and meetings over the last few months, we are so pleased to have some of them here with us in person. I would like to invite them now to the stage to share a video from each of the 3 Ukraine clubs. So we will show the 3 videos. We will start with the 3 videos.
The 16 members of Zonta Club of Uzhnod are greeting the guests and the delegates of the 65th International Convention in Hamburg. This year, we are going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of our club. There are currently 16 of us, but very soon there will be more. During the war, our club has weekly meetings at which we are working out our strategies, plans, distribute the costs, and report about the fulfilled year. Thanks to the donations of the Zontians from all over the world, we were able to do more volunteering and helping people in need. The Lviv railway station at the first days of the war was overcrowded. We hired 7 cars and a bus for transferring people, refugees who were escaping from bombing and missiles. We were trying our best to get them to safe places in Ukraine, mostly women, children, and disabled. The population of Uzhnod has doubled, and we had to deal with the problem of feeding the refugees. So we were buying all the necessary supplies. Then we had to deal with the issue of the refugees' women employment. The clothing factory Parada helped a lot. Zonta Club organized an auction, nice clothing for Easter, and all the newly employed seamstresses got new outfits. Escaping from their bomb places, basements, shelters, they were not able to take anything with them. We are constantly helping our army, where our husbands, sons, soldiers are fighting for our independence. We sent to the army means of defense, helmets, vests, linen, underwear, medicine, and food. Unfortunately, many refugees and families escaping from the war are staying in shelters like tents, sport gyms, in schools, in university dormitories. Our Zontians are trying to help them with kitchen supplies and bed linen. 500 sets of bed linen were bought and delivered to the refugees camps. Half of the costs are from the donations of the Zontians all over the world. In addition, our Zonta Club helped the refugees students who are studying online, and we supplied them with iPads. We are continuing this project together with Zonta Club of Colaris, Oregon, USA, and we will be able to help all the schools in Uzhhorod. Thank you for your support. The most targeted people in this cruel, appalling, terrible war are the children. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our sister Zontians from District 29, France, and District 21. We supported our project and continue doing that with theater actors and actresses, refugees from Mariupol, Kharkiv, Kherson. We contributed to the King Lear performance by Shakespeare, by costumes, decorations, posters, and technical issues. We were also able to organize a nice holiday for over 300 children outside on the International Day of Children's Rights Protection, buying them paints, canvases, on which they were able to express their hopes, dreams, wishes, and expectations. In addition, the children got sweets and cookies from the Kharkiv businesses who moved to Uzhhorod. From the bottom of our hearts, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Zontians all over the world, to International Zonta, and a very special big thank you to our sister Zontians from District 27. Thank you for your financial, moral, friendly, and kind support. Together, we are powerful.
Club Zonta Lviv has united Club Zonta Lviv has united women of different professions, but we all have something in common, the idea to help and support women and children of Ukraine, especially those who suffered, who were injured because of the war. This would be impossible without the help and financial support of Zonta sisters, and we greatly appreciate this.
Наш клуб єдина дружня команда.
Our club is a united team of friends, and we have joined our forces around Ukraine. Since the beginning of the active combat, we realized that only by joining our effort, we can be a great power. We can be strong. We got inspiration and enthusiasm to support and to fight. And I would like every member of our club to take a word. Each and every one of us thinks of how to support and how to help mothers, children with disabilities. We have also learned how to show and how to demonstrate and how to be active in our compassion. We deal with kids with disabilities. We deal with food and medical supplies of kids with speech difficulties. We learned how to be more sympathetic, how to appreciate the most precious gift,
from God, our lives. My task is to monitor the donations from Europe, and we are so grateful that at this hard time for Ukraine, our colleagues from Zonta are giving us such absolutely vital support. Times are difficult, not only for the whole Ukraine. Times are difficult for everyone, but everyone does what they can, being where they are. Only thanks to support of our club, only thanks to our young and ambitious president, Natalia Praise, we managed to overcome the difficulties, and we will manage to overcome any difficulties in the future. Unfortunately, after the 24th of February, our lives have changed. The war has started in our country, and it is something that cannot be described. It is something that cannot be understood or realized without being here, without having it in your heart. Zonta Club has helped Ukraine with money, with things, with advice and recommendations, for which we are so grateful. We are so thankful to you. Thank you. We love Zonta Club. Glory to Jesus Christ. We'd like to sincerely thank you for all your donations, for all your kind hearts. Thanks a lot. We have been taking care of so many refugees, children, mothers, orphans, children with disabilities from Mariupol, Bucha, Hostomel, Irpin, Kharkiv, Severodonetsk, and so many other hot spots in Ukraine. Any help for the IDPs is important. And on behalf of them, I would like to thank you for the assistance received by the IDPs who are here, who are placed in our school. Thank you, Zonta Club Lviv, for their support, for their help, and for a special day that we have had thanks to you. Club Zonta Lviv has
Когда мы убегали из дома, мы думали, что мы просто убегаем, чтобы нас не убили. А когда мы сели в автобус, мы поняли, что мы бросаем свой дом. Это стало еще страшнее. Все необходимые принадлежности, у нас все имеется, все и продуктовые наборы, и моющие, и для ванны, все есть у нас, все приобретено. Сказать, приняли нас как дома. И
Мы просто не представляем, как бы сложилось по-другому, если бы мы выбрали другой путь. Ну, как бы все равно это очень тяжело остаться без дома. Мы, когда сюда приехали, у нас всего 2 сумки. Вот, что мы могли с собой взять? Всю нашу жизнь мы не могли положить в эти сумки. Единственное, что на память осталось, это ключи от квартир. Просто ключи от квартир остались, которых нет.
З перших днів війни громадська організація «Центр жіночої перспективи», яку підтримала Zonta клуб «Львів-Замок», і ми з перших днів війни включилися в допомогу жінкам, які вже евакуювалися разом з маленькими дітьми. І однією з ідей це було створення жіночого притулку для дітей і для жінок. І я дуже вдячна дистрикту 27-му, нашому дистрикту, які прийняли рішення підтримати нашу ініціативу. І на сьогоднішній день ми створили вже не один тимчасовий прихисток, який був під час на 3-й день війни, який ще до сьогодні працює, де понад 500 жінок з малими дітьми знайшли прихисток, коли тікали від воєнних дій і російської агресії. І таким чином на сьогоднішній день ми вже маємо 5 притулків, і 6-й ми створили вже в Норшині, де жінки, які не мають куди вертатися, в яких розбомблені будинки, де ведуться бойові дії, вони знайшли можливість довшого перебування в нас, де ми провадимо для них різного роду допомогу.
We are so happy, and I think I can speak for the whole room here, that you are here today. And we thank you for these beautiful but touching testimonials. I express my immense gratitude to the Zonta International Board, who have facilitated and financially supported their registration, or your registration and membership. Our deepest gratitude goes also to the Zontians worldwide for their care and donations through our district. These donations have reached an overwhelming total amount of more than 300,000 euro. We are grateful for such an overwhelming support. Thank you for your tremendous solidarity. As Governor of District 27, and in the name of the Ukrainian members, I want to express my deepest thanks for all the donations. It has been heartbreaking. As district, we feel a great responsibility, and we have been allocating already a part of these funds to the clubs and their members with sense and care. Dear Ukrainian Zontians, you provide excellent professional help to women and children, sometimes under extreme working conditions. You are so brave, and we wish you good luck and a lot of courage for the time to come. Now it's the task of the incoming board to continue allocating the funds, and they will be there to continue helping where necessary. Don't hesitate to call upon them when needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Lizzie, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you again to our Ukrainian Zontians for being here with us here in Hamburg and for sharing your stories and for working tirelessly to help your fellow citizens. Share your story is such a wonderful way to inspire Zontians and to show prospective new members how our work is changing the lives of women and girls. We've come to the last session of our meeting, and now it is time to focus. Actually, there's another session after this. It's not the last. We have come to the second to the last session of our meeting, and it's now time to look ahead and focus on our 2020-2024 Biennium. Over the past few months, you've heard about the Resolution 2 work. We've had as I mentioned the other day, the executive summary. We've had the full report for what we did this biennium. We had a webinar and we had the workshop here. This work was the idea for Resolution 2 was brought forward by the 2018-2020 board under the leadership of then President Suzanne von Botzowitz. This resolution, as you know, we voted on yesterday to continue. And we kept, when this was proposed and we were working with the Bylaws and Resolutions Committee, we wanted to keep it as Resolution 2. We did not want to give it a new number so that you had that. And that study that we did for this past 2 years was to provide the groundwork. And you've heard us talk about that this is the groundwork. We've had a pulse survey, but now we are moving into the executing on the Resolution 2 that you just adopted yesterday. And this includes the strategic plan. And as I said on Sunday, it's very important for you, your clubs, and as members of a club to respond to those surveys. We are a membership organization and we are a democratic organization. And so again, it is very important for your voice to be heard as we look at the future for Zonta International. So I know they'll be at the conferences this next biennium and different opportunities as well besides surveys. But please pass on to your members. You are representatives here, and please pass that on. We need that grassroots input. So with that, I have a couple of announcements before we go to business session number 8. The Mariah has the certificates for representatives for both the clubs chartered this biennium and clubs that served as SOMs this biennium. And you can please pick them up at stage left as I am ending this session. Someone has brought me a very nice gold bracelet that they found, and I would like to have it find its owner. So if you do not have a bracelet that you had earlier today, it is up here. So please do that. But I just, there's so much that we have done, and thankfully we have caught up to our schedule. And so we will take a break and we will come back at 3:30 and we will hear about the next biennium. Please be back at 3:30 prompt.